The Galactic Council chamber floated above a blue star, wide and bright, filled with the leaders of the most powerful alien empires. They sat in a perfect circle, watching a single image at the center of the room. Earth. To them, it looked small, weak, easy. The High Speaker of the Council raised his clawed hand. His voice echoed through the chamber. Humanity has ignored our laws. They expand too fast. They refuse control. Several leaders laughed. One even tapped the table in amusement. They still use metal ships. Another said, primitive minds, primitive world. A message was sent across the galaxy. It was clear and cold. Earth must surrender its military control within one standard cycle. If not, Earth will be erased. On Earth, inside a quiet human command room, the message played on a simple screen. No shouting followed. No panic. Only silence. A single human representative stood up. His face was calm, his voice steady. Earth does not respond well to threats, he said. The connection ended. Back in the council chamber, alarms suddenly rang. Red lights flashed across the room. What is that signal? One leader shouted. Scanners tried to lock onto something, then failed. Space near the station began to darken, as if light itself was being pulled away. Ancient warning files opened on their own. Old symbols filled the screens. One translated line froze the room in fear. If Earth is threatened, evacuation is already too late. The leader stopped laughing. Outside the station, something invisible had arrived, and the galaxy held its breath. The Galactic Council chamber fell into chaos. Alarms screamed louder as every screen flashed warning signs. The dark space outside the station grew deeper, like a shadow with no end. Ships guarding the council tried to move, but their engines refused to answer. Restore power, the High Speaker shouted. Engineers worked fast, their claws and hands moving over glowing panels. Nothing changed. Every system showed the same message. Unknown interference. One of the elder leaders leaned back, his skin turning pale. His eyes locked onto an ancient symbol blinking on the main screen. That symbol, he whispered, it is from the old silence. The room went quiet. Long before the council existed, there were stories, half-forgotten warnings about a species that fought only when forced. A species that did not conquer worlds, but ended threats. A junior officer tried to reopen the channel to Earth. The screen stayed black. No response. The officer said. His voice shook. Outside, the stars near the station began to fade, one by one, as if someone was erasing them. Time felt slow, heavy. Every breath sounded loud. A small human signal suddenly appeared. Simple, clean, and clear. Only one line of text. Judgment has been delivered. Some leaders tried to flee. Escape pods launched, but vanished the moment they touched the dark field around the station. No explosions came. No fire. Only silence. The High Speaker finally understood. This is not an attack, he said softly. This is the end. Space itself began to fold inward, and the Galactic Council realized, seconds too late, why Earth never answered threats. There was no flash, no sound. The dark field around the Galactic Council station moved inward like a slow wave. It touched the outer defense ships first. The ships did not explode. They simply stopped being there. One moment they existed, metal, energy, crews alive. The next moment, empty space. Inside the station, gravity shifted. Floors trembled softly, as if reality itself was unsure. Shields at maximum, someone shouted. The shields lit up bright and strong. Then they vanished. Not broken, not damaged, gone. The station's walls began to fade, turning thin like smoke. Council members reached out in panic as parts of the room disappeared. Hands passed through empty air where solid metal had been seconds before. Data screens went blank. Records, memories, and entire archives erased in a heartbeat. One leader screamed, "This weapon breaks the rules of the universe." An elder answered, his voice calm and defeated, "No, it follows older rules." The dark field reached the core of the station. Matter unraveled, piece by piece, down to the smallest level. There was no pain, no warning, no escape. Across the galaxy, sensors failed. Star maps updated themselves, removing the council station as if it had never existed. Then silence. No wreckage. No bodies. No signal. Only a single human broadcast echoed through open space, heard by every listening world. The threat has been removed. Earth remains. Empires stopped their fleets. Wars ended mid-command. Leaders stared at their screens in fear. The Galactic Council, once the voice of the galaxy, was gone, and humanity had not raised its voice even once. The galaxy did not celebrate. It froze. Across thousands of star systems, fleets halted in open space. Weapons powered down. Messages were canceled before being sent. The space where the Galactic Council once existed showed nothing. No debris, no energy marks, not even radiation. It was as if the Council had never been real. Alien leaders gathered in emergency meetings, their voices low and shaken. They erased the Council in seconds. One said, "Without fire, without warning." Another replied, "Humans did not declare war. They ended a threat." Old records were pulled from sealed archives. Forgotten histories were opened for the first time in ages. The truth slowly surfaced. Humans had been tested before, threatened before. Each time, the result was the same. Those who pushed too far vanished from history. A research world near the galactic core finally translated an ancient line, written long before Earth joined the stars. If humans choose silence, survival is still possible. If they choose action, survival ends. Earth sent no follow-up message, no demands, no warnings. That silence was worse than any threat. Trade routes near human space closed by choice. Border fleets turned away before reaching Earth systems. Entire empires rewrote their laws overnight, removing any language that could be seen as hostile to humanity. On distant worlds, young leaders asked the same question. If humans are this powerful, why do they hide it? No one had a clear answer. Only one truth became clear across the stars. The galaxy had mistaken human calm for weakness. And now, no one was brave or foolish enough to make that mistake again. Days passed, but the galaxy remained tense. No ships moved near human space unless invited. No empire spoke Earth's name loudly. Even pirates vanished from the outer systems, choosing empty space over human attention. On Earth, there were no parades, no victory speeches. Life continued as normal. That worried the galaxy even more. At last, a message left Earth. It was sent to every major system at once. The signal was clear, calm, and short. Earth seeks peace. Peace requires respect. Nothing more. Alien leaders studied the message again and again. There were no threats hidden in the words. No commands. Yet everyone understood the meaning. Earth did not need permission. Slowly, pieces of the truth appeared. Human technology was not new. It was layered, built over centuries, hidden behind simple designs. The weapon that erased the Council was not a superweapon. It was a warning tool. Scouts confirmed it. Humans possessed defenses older than many empires. Systems that did not attack worlds, but removed dangers cleanly, without chaos. A senior alien historian spoke during a closed meeting. Humans do not rule through fear, she said. They rule through certainty. When they act, the result is final. Requests to speak with Earth increased. Alliances were offered freely. Old rivalries dissolved just to stay on humanity's good side. Earth accepted none of them. Humans only opened safe trade lanes and shared basic rules. No threats, no force control, no attacks near human space. The galaxy obeyed, not because Earth demanded it, but because everyone now understood the truth. Humanity did not want to lead the galaxy, but if forced to act, no one could stop them. Years later, the galaxy still spoke of that moment in quiet voices. The place where the Galactic Council once ruled remained empty. No station was rebuilt. No monument was placed. Space itself seemed to remember. A new system of order slowly formed, not from one ruler, but from shared fear and shared respect. Worlds governed themselves now. Disputes were solved carefully. Words were chosen with care. No one wanted to repeat the same mistake. Young alien students studied the event in history chambers. They watched old recordings of the Council's final meeting. They learned how laughter turned into panic, and how silence became the strongest force in a galaxy. One lesson was always written at the end of every record. Earth was threatened once. Earth never expanded its borders, never demanded tribute, never placed fleets above other worlds. Humans stayed within their space, watching, listening. That made them impossible to predict. An elder alien once asked a human diplomat a quiet question. "Why didn't you warn us more clearly?" The human answered simply, "We did." Across the stars, that answer spread. Empires rose and fell, but one rule never changed. Human space was respected, not because of fear alone, but because the galaxy understood something deeper now. Humanity did not erase the Council to show power. They did to end the idea that threats could rule the stars. And so the final truth became clear to all. The galaxy was free to choose its future. As long as it never chose to threaten Earth again,